And so are the East
Saxons.
Germans then a little more wild, a little more like almost somehow? How are
They're a
the
bit
different
more
responses?
against the system. They're a bit more against the system, like we're against it, and they are more supporters of weird conspiracy theories and so on.
Interesting.
Yeah,
because here it's
but there's also reason for that.
Okay.
I would say because a lot of people from East Germany think they got fucked up by the unification. So I mean, everything was normal for you, and you had your career, you went to school, and so on. And then after unification, or just before that, they said like, everything will be great, and you will be rich and cool and blah. And then it was not like that. So they're a bit disappointed, and you can still see that there just a few East Germans in like higher positions in Germany, for example.
I see. So it was
for another example, let's say someone had a house in East Germany, and after unification, some West German came to him and said like, this house is worth 1,000 Deutschmark. And they were like, oh, that's a lot of money. And they're like, yeah, it's a lot of money. Yeah. And they bought it for like nothing. And then after a while, they realized, oh, I got fucked up.
That guy screwed me over, that West German.
Yeah.
But it's my countryman.
Sounds like what we did to Native Americans.
Well, that's kind of how they feel, But, they take everything away from us, and now they bring the refugees, and they want to exchange the population and all that stuff.
I see.
So they're more nationalist in a way?
Yeah, the right-wing party got over 30% in East Germany, and like in Saxony, for example.
You mean like the far right party?
Yeah, they're really, they always say like, we are for, but they are.
I guess you could compare it to Kaplan, the people who, I was joking about the Native Americans, but the people who, if you had a job at Ford Motor Company for 50 years, and that's kind of, it's steady, like a steady life. A lot of communism seems to be steady life. Like you're not going to be the richest guy in the world, but you're also
but you
not
could plan.
You can plan.
You know what you are, exactly, yeah.
And what happened, for example, like at the factories in the town when it opened up? Like, was it
they just got sold for 1 Deutschmark?
Yikes! Yeah,
and
it became efficiency, right?
Because they're not worth anything, it's not profitable, and so on, and they just destroyed everything. So nothing really was left. And now it's changed a little bit. That some areas there's a bit more industry.
And they were being propped up by the government. Is that what it was?
Wasn't really the problem was because the East German government what's the opposite of privatization? They made everything
state owned. They owned everything.
State-owned enterprises.
So the problem was how to give it to the right owners back.
Yes.
To the people before or just before the end of the Second World War. So that was kind of a bit difficult. And just one example, my grandpa, he was a farmer, and he had a lot of cows, his whole family, and they built it up in the beginning of the 20th century. And then they had 100 cows, and then the Second World War, and they lost everything and started again with 1 cow, built it up again. Then the East German government came and said like, nope, you are a big farmer. It's not allowed because we're communists. It's now owned by us. You can work there and you have to work there, but it's ours. After unification, they had to buy back their own land.
They had
boring. I know I'm boring.
No, it's so they had to, how many, so they had all these cows still, they still had the farm going, but they had to
that was not theirs. But after unification, they had to buy back their own land.
From the
new state.
German government. Okay.
Yeah. So that was pretty,
that must have been frustrating.
And then
that's like the opposite of what you go back and you give. It should have been giving it to them, if anything,
but it didn't happen because it was like, West Germany was pretty fucked up in the late 80s, and unification kind of saved them.
Yeah. Wait,
because then they got
East Germany was.
No. West Germany was in a bad economical situation, and when they got East Germany, it was like, oh, cool, we got
cheap labor and we can screw people over, and that's interesting.
And what happened? Like, I know we'll get to Merkel in a minute, but I'm fascinated by this. Yeah. What happened with, say, healthcare, for example? Did West Germany feel like it had to now, or did it? It all became one. So did it now support East Germany financially? or did it rob it, as you're saying?
There was an extra tax, the kind of unification tax that everybody had to pay, but it doesn't exist anymore. So to build up East German cities and so on, but that doesn't exist anymore. But healthcare, no problem.
Yeah.
It was like,
so with Merkel,
not like America.
yeah, we're working it out. It's a slow process.
Well, and Merkel was, at that time, she was in East Germany, right? And she was with a party. She joined a party when they were going to have elections originally. Is that how she got her start?
Like, no, she was a student. When East Germany collapsed, she was a student.
Oh, she was still student.
Just afterwards, she became a member of the CDU, of the Christian Democratic Union.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's her party.
So her being from East Germany, did that help her in her popularity? But having the almost... Oh, yeah, I guess that's the question.
It helped, of course, in East Germany, but also it helped because Helmut Kohl, before her was Gerhard Schröder, and before that was Helmut Kohl, and he was for a long time chancellor, and he said, she's the one for that job, and she did a good job. So
he was was he the longest serving chancellor in modern times? Him I've heard of too. I should have mentioned that in the opening. He's the only other one I've heard of. Well, not the only other one, but
So skipping ahead till now.
But it also helped that she's a physic. So she has a PhD. So she's a science person. So she's clever, and she's not talking shit and I have to say everything all the time. So sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes you're in a situation, something happens, and then people ask, Merkel, say something. And then after a while, maybe she says something, and sometimes she just is silent, and then the storm is over, and it's fine.
Wow, I feel like that would hurt you. Being smart is not good for American politics.
No,
you can't win.
You always got to say something,
or you got to act dumb. You got to act like you're the common man.
Or for example, when she had the press conference because of Corona, and then everybody's like, "Oh, Merkel's gonna speak. That's special," you know. So whoa, oh. Shit hit the fan. So
she doesn't speak very often to the nation, is what you're...
No. It's it happened twice in 16 years.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that maintained popularity?
Yeah.
It's like the allure. It's like a rare car or something.
That's old Hollywood. They say don't have a Twitter account. Don't have social media.
They tell A-list stars don't do commercials. You gotta be special.
If it's important, she says something. If it's not, then come on.
Beneath it.
So how did she maintain? I mean, how did she stick around and be so popular for 15, 20 years? Well, I guess because 16 years.
All the other politicians look like idiots next to her.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And has she had any strong challengers in the past 15 years?
Nah, not really. No, because we have a lot of parties, with the Green Party, and they have ups and downs, but it feels, for me, is subjective. It feels they have no straight line. We should go in this direction. Then we have the money party. Well, they call themselves liberal, but they're hey, you make money, we let you make more money. So that's for a small part for the rich people. Then we have the SPD, the old socialistic party. Socialistic, not in an American way or communist way, it's just social, but they fucked up in the last 20 years, and they're just going down, down, down. They were a big party 20 years ago. And then we have the new party, the right-wing party. So
what is their actual name? It's called the New Party?
The Alternative for Germany.
Ooh.
That's that sounds scary.
They are scary. I'm glad they're not armed.
Oh yeah, you guys don't have guns? You don't have guns?
No. No, it's pretty hard to get a gun here.
Oh yeah, okay. I remember why. So
you have to go to Yugoslavia to buy some.
Oh, all right. There you go. We know a guy over
the
there.
Balkans, let's say.
Yeah, we got Pejak in
we got a guy. He was on a couple weeks ago.
You go to Walmart.
We go to Walmart, yeah. It's illegal not to have a gun here.
That's so weird.
No,
we'll never get in my daughter's bedroom. Let me pull it out now.
When Kaplan was growing up in Pennsylvania, they got the day off for the first day of hunting season.
We did. It's a day off from school. We had a day off from school so that your dads can take you hunting. Yep, that's what they do. And that's when you say hillbilly areas, we have a lot of them. But Pennsylvania,
you used assault rifles or something?
Yeah, you go shoot a deer with an AK.
Believe me, they didn't give me an assault rifle.
No. The average family does not have an assault rifle. It's shotguns. Single pump.
Yeah, that's what Turner had. So.
No.
But
so